guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a kind of like review slash swatch video on my Makeup Forever eyeshadows. You guys have been asking me to go through each shadow and tell you which are my favorites, why I love them, and just like a basic overview of them, pricing, things like that, details, and swatches. So that's what we're doing today. I absolutely love Makeup Forever eyeshadows. I've been raving about them for a really long time. I used to use them about a year ago religiously, and then I just kind of stopped because, I don't know, I was just into using like Anastasia and Makeup Geek and my MAC and like my other Z palette that I completely just stopped using my Makeup Forever eyeshadows, and I definitely regret that because I love these eyeshadows so much. These are the only shadows that I've been using. So these shadows can seem very expensive. They retail for $21 a pop, but if you purchase 3 at a time, either on the Makeup Forever website or on Sephora, you actually get a discount. So if you add 3 to your cart and then add the little like palette thing, it's like $1 or something, it comes out to $44 for all 3. So you're actually saving $20. So if you're thinking about it, $44 for 3 eyeshadows isn't that bad when you think about how large these pans are and how much product you actually get. For comparative purposes, here is a traditional Anastasia shadow, and as you can see, it's a lot smaller than the Makeup Forever eyeshadow. For me, it's definitely worth the investment. If an eyeshadow is going to blend easily for me and it's going to really just show true to its color, it's not going to look patchy or muddy or weird, then it's totally worth the money. And these are all really amazing. The mattes, the shimmers, the diamond finish, the iridescent, all of the finishes have been amazing. So I have basically accumulated my like perfect colors. I definitely want to pick up the extra large metal palette. This is the large and it holds 18 Makeup Forever eyeshadows, and the extra large holds 28. And I'm not sure how many Anastasia or MAC shadows would fit in here, but I heard something like 50 or 40 or something like that. I'm not sure, but I do know that it holds 18 of these Makeup Forever Artist Shadows. This is not like your traditional Z palette. It is all metal and it does not have a see-through window, which some people don't like that see-through window and some people do. It's actually just preference. I do find that the Z palette has more cushion to it. I feel like if I drop this, it's more prone to breaking my shadows, but at the same time, it just holds these shadows so well that I just feel like I have to put them in this. I feel weird putting like other brands in this palette. I just feel like this is made for Makeup Forever eyeshadows, so that's what's gonna be housed in there. But I do feel like the Z palette will kind of give you a little bit more shock proof. A lot of people do like these pans because they're a lot more affordable than a Z palette. These retail for like $10, $13, $14, so you do get so much more space if you're doing like the traditional singles in here as opposed to a Z palette, which can run you like $20 to $30 depending on where you're getting it. Something else that I wanted to bring up is that the name of the eyeshadow is not actually a name, it's a number, which does really annoy me because it's harder for me to remember. It's a lot easier for me to remember fawn or color like bamboo as opposed to something like I328. Like it just is a little more difficult, especially if you're blogging like and you have to constantly say the shadows, and you do have to kind of like take these out and look at the shadow. So it would be smart to kind of label them right over here. Maybe I'll just like laminate a paper with all the names and kind of tape it onto this side so I don't have to keep on taking them out. That is a big pain in the butt to like take them out every time, but it is cool that the letter in front of the number has a meaning. So the matte shades have an M in front of it, the iridescent ones have an I, so, and the D for diamond, so you can kind of go online and just see the finish, because sometimes swatches or like the color online is just not true to what it is. So I think that's kind of cool. I still absolutely love these. They're so buttery soft, especially the diamond finishes. They're just so nice. The look that I have on today, I only used a couple of these shadows and I just can't wait to like collect all of them. I really do love them, and I've been collecting them over a while, so I buy like 3 at a time, and I came up with this palette. And obviously it's very me, it's very warm, it's very just neutral, so with a little bit of pop color. So I'm gonna go ahead and run through all of these shadows. I will be showing you swatches, and yeah, let's get into it. So this first shade is M510. This is probably the most basic color in my whole pan, but I absolutely love this one. I use this every single time I'm using the Makeup Forever eyeshadows. This is the color that I use all over the lid to set the primer, and I just feel like it's the perfect shade. It's very similar to like Blanc or Bone from Anastasia or Blanc type from MAC. It's just like a good bone color. It's not white, it's not a stark white at all. It's kind of like an eggshell kind of color, and I love this also if I'm doing an all matte eye. Just this on the lid and then a crease color, and it's really pretty. I like that it has a little bit of a yellow undertone because I feel like it's really flattering with my skin tone. So this is probably my most used. I do have a little dent in mine because I use this every single time as my first initial lay down color. So again, this one is M510. I've tried other kind of beigey bone colors from Makeup Forever, and they were either too cool or too pink or just not the right tone. So I really like this one, and again, it's M510. This next one is M664, also really highly used shadow in the palette. This is the color that I throw down next. So I first go in with that first bone shade, and then I'll use this one as my kind of transition crease color. I just love how warm this one is. It's like a really nice like terracotta, like light shade, and I just love it. I just think it's so flattering. I love warm shades on my eyes, so of course I would love this one. And this one with the first one, that's like an eye look right there in itself. I remember I used this in my crease one time in a video, and everyone was asking to do a tutorial, but it was literally just that all over the lid. And then this one just really blends it into the crease, and it's so easy, but I just love this shadow. Even if I'm doing other palettes or other brands, I'm still using this shadow because it's just great. It's also great once you're finished with your eye look and you want to add some warmth, or you feel like there's just like a missing transition kind of shade, or just something right in the middle, like to sandwich it all in together. This is the one I'll use. So I really love this one, and it's M664. I feel like I'm definitely going to run out of this one, so I have to get a backup because it's one of my favorites, and it's just so warm and it's so me, and it's just perfect. So M664. This next one is M636. I like using this one with a precise brush in the crease. It's just gonna give me more depth, and I just really like it precisely in the crease to really make my eyes look deep and profound. And I just love this one because it's not super cool where it's almost gray, but it definitely does have a cool undertone. But on the eyes, it does show up darker than on the pan. When I first got it, I was like, I'm not gonna love this. It's just a little too light and cool for me, but there's just something about it that when I use it in the depths, right in the crease of the eye, it just looks amazing. It just makes my eyes look so much deeper, and it's perfect for a cut crease because it just looks like an actual shadow of the eyes. I definitely use this one a lot too. It's just a good deepening kind of color, but it's not too dark where it's gonna look money. This one's good for layering your depth because you can use this one first and then go in with something darker on top of it. And again, this one is M636. So this next one is actually really similar. This is M630. It's very similar to the one that I just showed you. Again, this is one that I like using right in the crease. So I'll do, you know, a warm color, I'll do the lid color, and then I'm feeling like it's not looking deep enough. My eyes are not looking profound. They're not looking like they have a lot of layering going on. So I'll use something like this just to layer right on top with a nice thin brush like the Sigma E36 with this. It's perfect. I love it. It's not too cool. It's not too warm. It just looks so basic in the pan, but I promise you on the eyes, it just takes your eye look to a whole nother level, and I really like that. And again, I like using this with thin, precise brushes. I haven't really used this one all over the lid, but you definitely can if you want an all brown smoky eye. But I just really like this for, again, definition and crease work. This next one is M600, and this one is very unique. It almost looks like a purpley reddish tone brown, but it's not too red, but it definitely has purple undertones. It's very strange, but on the eye it looks warm, so when I look at it in the pan, it kind of throws me off because when I use it in my crease, again, a really good deepening up the eye look kind of color, and I just think it's so unique. So I had to have this one because I have nothing like this. It's like a purpley reddish brown, and since it was so unique and I feel like I don't have anything like this, I felt like I had to have it. I actually broke one of these, so I had to buy another one, and I do really like this one. I don't use it as often as those first four, but I still feel like I need to have this one again because it is so unique. It's weird. It's like a brownie kind of color, has purplish reddish undertones, but it's not too red. The next one that I'm about to show you definitely has red undertones. So this one is just kind of like, nah, but I still feel like I need it. Like when I broke it, I felt like I had to repurchase it. So M600. So this little guy is M608. This one's newer to my collection, and it's like the perfect brownie, rich brown. I really have been enjoying this one in the crease, underneath my eye to smoke out. This one I have used all over the lid, and I really like it because it's rich and deep enough to do that, and it's just like the perfect brownie color. So it's like the one that I just showed you, but even darker and deeper and richer in pigment. This one kind of reminds me of like hot chocolate and fudge from Anastasia. It's just so rich in pigment, and it's just so creamy. I really love this consistency on this specific one. It's just very pigmented, but it never looks muddy. So love this one. Again, it's newer to my collection, but I've been abusing it ever since I put it in the palette. I felt like I just needed something deeper and darker, but but the dark brown shadows that Makeup Forever makes are almost similar to black. They're like charcoal brown, and I wanted something more of like a rich brown, so this one was perfect. So this one again is M608. So now we're on to my second row where I have like my metallics and my shimmery shades, and this first one is ME122, so it stands for metallic finish, and this one is like a stark white. It's super duper bright. I have this in the inner corners of my eyes. It's very comparable to like Nylon from MAC in a sense that it really brings a pop to the eyes. I really like this one, Thunderstruck, or Nylon. Those are the three colors that I mainly use in the inner corner because they're just so bright, and this one has like a bluish undertone to it, and I just think it's so different. Nylon is like golden white undertone, or this one is very like metallic and stark and has like bluish undertones. It's an icy frosty color, and I really like it in the inner corners. I typically only use it for the inner corners or on the brow bone, but typically I use a matte brow color, but this one is just like my inner corner pop of highlight, and I really like it, and it's very frosty and very winter-like, so love this one. And again, it is ME122. This little guy is I414, so it's an iridescent color, and it definitely has an iridescent feel to it. This one is kind of comparable to Nylon because it does have like a white golden, almost like NARS Albatross kind of feel, but it's super pigmented, very buttery soft, and I like mixing this one with the one that I just showed in the inner corner. If I don't want something so like frosty and white, I'll kind of mix a little bit of this one in because it's going to give me a little bit more of like a golden undertone. I do also like using this one in the inner corner by itself. It's just really bright. Like, it's not even picking up on camera because it's just so bright and metallic and iridescent that it just looks beautiful in the inner corners. I'm a huge fan of that really bright inner corner highlight. So this one isn't as bright as the other one, but it is bright. It just has a different undertone. It's more of a yellow golden undertone. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a yellow golden undertone for the inner corners, so that's what I use this one for. I like mixing it, or also like pat it on the lid. It's gorgeous. So love this one, and it is I414. This next one is ME512, and this one is kind of like in the middle of silver and gold and just like chrome. It's very different because it's not too gold, it's not too silver. It's the perfect color for when you're like, I want something frosty on the eyes, but I don't want gold and I don't want silver. So something right in the middle. It's like a gunmetal kind of color, and I just really like it. It's not rose gold either. It's just like right in between. It's borderline gold, borderline rose gold, borderline silver, and sometimes you just need that. I know a lot of my clients, they're like, I want something shimmery, but I'm not sure what jewelry I'm wearing. So this is the type of color that I would use because it's just right in the middle, and it just looks so reflective and gorgeous on the lid. This is definitely a lid color for me. Sometimes I'll use this in the inner corner. Like in my last tutorial, I use this in the inner corner because it's like a soft gold. So it looks really pretty, very reflective, very shimmery. It doesn't have actual shimmer, but it's very reflective, and it's not like a chunky glitter, but these are so buttery soft, and they're so soft that they can break if you drop them, so you have to make sure you're really careful with them. But I haven't had any of my shimmering ones break, but I know if I mistreat them, they'll definitely break because they're that soft. So this one kind of reminds me of like Opal from Becca because it's like right in between. It's not gold, it's not silver, pewter, it's just like the perfect in between. So love this one, and it's really gorgeous on the lid or in the inner corners. This next one is a diamond finish, and this is D562. This one's so pretty, also really new to my collection. It's like a rose gold, but more of a gunmetal rose gold. It's not too pink, but it definitely has a pinky purple undertone, and it's really pretty. And again, for someone who's not sure what lid color they want and they're not really into gold or silver, this one's perfect. So it's gonna give you that really nice like shimmery eye, but it's not gonna look like glitter, it's not gonna look childish, and you can wear any jewelry with it. So this is a good one if you're not really sure what to do on your eyes. It's like a nice chrome gunmetal color, and I really like it. It's like pewter-ish. It's really unique. So this one's a diamond finish, so it has a ton of little like micro glitters, but it doesn't look like glittery on the eye. Like if you move, you'll see like a little bit of some glitter, but it's not like a chunky glitter. I hope that makes sense. You have to actually like try these out to know what I'm talking about because it sounds crazy. I'm like, they're not glittery, but they have some glitter, but it just doesn't make sense. But I'm telling you, sometimes I don't want chunky glitter on the eye. It just can look too nighttime, but this one doesn't look too nighttime. I just love it. And it's new to my collection, and I'm so happy that I added this one because it's very unique. So again, this one is D562. This next one is also a diamond finish, and this is D712, and this one is definitely like a rose gold shade. Like, it's just the perfect rose gold. It has some pinky peachy undertones to it, and it's really, really pretty. It's the perfect kind of rose gold color. It's pink, it's peach, it's just nice on the lid, all over the lid. You can just do this with like a really light crease and you're good to go, or you can use this and do like some glitter on top and use this as a base. All these diamond finishes are really, really soft, so you're gonna get really good payoff with this. You want to make sure you're using either a synthetic brush or like a flat brush to like pack this on so that you get the most out of it. You can also use these wet. I haven't used this one wet, but I'm pretty sure it'll look amazing wet. Just really, really, really intense. So this one is the perfect rose gold, and it is D712. This next one is ME728, and this is the perfect bronzy gunmetal color, but it has like a copper finish. It's very unique. I think all of these diamond finishes and metallic finishes have like more than one undertone, so that's why it's kind of hard to describe, but it's like a copper penny bronze shade, and that's perfect for fall time, winter time. It just looks so rich on the eye, and it'll make brown or hazel or green eyes like really, really pop. I really like this one. Yeah, just it's gonna bring a lot of twinkle to the eye, and I like this one. I haven't used it that much, but I have used it and I do really enjoy it. So again, this one is ME728. So for my last row, I have some mattes and some shimmers, so 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. So this first one is M738, and this one is very, very, very warm, and I know everyone loves their warm shadows, so I felt like this one was a must. It's definitely different than the first row of mattes that I have because it's like almost borderline orange red, but I like that because sometimes you just want to have like a copper color on the lid and something really warm in the crease without it being red. So this one's a good crease color if you're doing really warm shadows, but you don't want to use like red or orange because that kind of intimidates you. So this one is perfect. It's very blendable, and again, it is M738. This kind of reminds me of like a clay house kind of color. It's just really perfect. You just never know when you need a color like this, so definitely had to put that in my palette, and it is M738. Next up, we have M846. This one was the star of the show in my last video. You guys loved this shadow. It's like a cherry merlot kind of shade, and it's just so unique and so different. Beautiful all over the lid, blends like a dream, very buttery soft. You can use this on the crease as well, but I used it on the lid and I just fell in love with it. It's just so rich, so pigmented, and so fiery, feisty. Like, it's just perfect. But it has like a cherry undertone. It's not like a true red. It's definitely like a pinky red, which I really like because it's just different, and I don't have anything like this, so I love it. It's not burgundy, and it's not red, and it's not pink. It's like a right in between fusion of all of those, and I'm telling you, all over the lid, it just makes your eyes pop. And you can do just like this on the lid and like something in the crease and then a black liner, and you're good to go. Perfect fall look. You can also use it in the summer, but I just feel like this one screams fall and winter. I really love this one, and again, this one is M846. I know a lot of people love this one because it's always sold out in store at Sephora, but for good reason, because it is a gorgeous, gorgeous, unique color. Next up, we've got a purple shade. This one is M928. This one is really nice. I actually haven't used this one, but I feel like I have to have it in the palette because you just never know when you need a purple. Or I don't think I've ever used it, but I just love looking at it. It's just like the perfect Barney purple, and I don't know, I needed to have it. I just needed to have a purple. You just never know when someone's gonna be like, hey, can you do a purple look? Yes, I can. I have the perfect purple. And yeah, I've had it for a while. Again, this one is M928. It would be so pretty all over the lid. You can use it in the crease if you want to get creative, or like a cut crease with this, but I think I would probably use it all over the lid just to play it safe. Perfect purple, M928. I don't know what else to say about it because I haven't used it, but just, if you need a purple, Makeup Forever got you. A matte purple, that is. They do have shimmery purples, but this one obviously is matte, and it's really hard to find like a good matte purple, so Makeup Forever, holding it down. Matte purples, if you're looking for one, check out Makeup Forever. They got you. This next one is D652, which is actually pretty comparable to ME728, like that bronzy kind of color, but this one is definitely a lot more bronze. It's like a gunmetal bronze. The other one had more of a copper undertone, where this one is a true bronzy brown. It's very similar to Chocolate from Anastasia, and I love colors like this all over the lid. I think it's really easy. Just throw a crease, you throw this on the lid, and you're good to go. It looks like you really tried, but you didn't, because it just is so like 3D, and it has like gold in it and silver and just like their tiny little flecks of glitter. So it looks so nice, and like you really tried hard, but when you just really put on one color on the lid. So I really like this because it's reflective and bronzy and rich. Again, a perfect color for like Thanksgiving or like the fall time. It's just chocolatey and rich, and I like that. So this one again is D652. This next one is I606, so it's an iridescent finish, and this one is also like the one I just showed, but definitely has a lot more purple undertones. Again, very brownie like, and I like having colors like this in my palette because if I want to do a smoky eye that's not matte, I go for colors like this because they're really quick to use. You just pat it on the lid and you're good to go. You add your transition, you add your crease color, and it just looks like you really tried hard. So this one has a lot more purple undertones to it. It's really, really pretty, really rich, and really velvety and very buttery soft. So very easy to use. I really like the iridescent and diamond finishes. It doesn't have chunky glitter in it. I'm pretty sure you can use this wet, but I've only used it dry, and I don't really feel the need to use it wet because they're so intense. I don't have to use like a Too Faced glitter insurance or anything like that with these because they don't have fallout. So for that, this just makes it so easy to use and so foolproof. So love this one, and it is I606. And the last shade in the palette is D320. This is the color that I have on my lid right now. It's the perfect olive green beauty. Like, I just really love this shadow. It's one of the first ones that I ever bought from Makeup Forever, and it's just like my homie. It's just something so gorgeous about it. I mean, I could just sit there and just stare at it. It's just not too green, and it's just the perfect amount of shimmer in it that when you pack it on, like if you do like a tilt back, you can see a little bit of glitter, like ever so softly, but it's not chunky, and it's just really easy to blend. If you're looking for a good olive color, this one is perfect. I just love it. It kind of looks like Blue Brown from MAC, but when you put it on the lid, it's definitely different. I know a lot of brands have like olivey green colors like this, but this one has been my favorite just because, I don't know, it's just so easy to throw down on the lid, and it just looks so complicated, but it really wasn't. So love this, especially with like a really warm color like the M664 in the crease with this. So pretty, and then a little bit of definition, and you're good to go. I know this is kind of sounding repetitive, but it's really easy to use these. They make it so foolproof because they're so pigmented, and you don't have to sit there with like 100 eyeshadows trying to get something on the lid. Like this with a crease color, I'm telling you, you're good to go. So love this one, and it is D320, and it is the color that I have on right now. Even though I'm wearing like a blue plaid, I'm wearing olive on the eyes because to me olive is like a neutral. If I want something smoky and I don't want to do like a traditional brown, I'll use this. It's a nice little twist of color, but still neutral. So love this one, and again, it is D320. So that completes the shadows that I have in here. If you are also a Makeup Forever eyeshadow lover, let me know if you have some shadows that I don't have in here that are must-haves for you, because I definitely want to buy more and get an extra large palette, or maybe just like a couple of them and just fill them all up. I definitely want to get like the bright colors because these are so pigmented. I feel like it's a shame for me not to buy like the bright blue and the bright green and the bright yellow because I've swatched them in person and they're out of this world insanely pigmented. So I definitely want to get some like turquoises and some, like, they have like beautiful reds and yellows, like any color you can think of, they have it. So I recommend either going to the Makeup Forever store. The Makeup Forever in Soho is also really nice, it's really large, so definitely recommend going in store and kind of swatching them and playing around with them and seeing the amazingness of them, just how buttery and how soft and how pigmented they are. So hope you guys found this video helpful, and let me know if you like the pan, let me know if you like the shadows. I just want to know your thoughts on these because I absolutely love them. I can't let go of them. It's all I want to use. Don't forget to let me know what your thoughts are on these shadows, on the pan. What do you guys think of these? Are you going to go out and get some? Don't forget to leave a comment down below, and also like and subscribe if you haven't. For my hair, I just kind of curled random pieces and kind of wanted it to look really like messy and beachy. My hoops are from Aldo. My shirt, I'm pretty sure, is from Forever 21. On my lips, I have a Makeup Forever lipstick as well as Sugar Sugar from Marc Jacobs. So that completes this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.